India is no longer just seen as the world's largest democracy or a fast, developing economy. Over the past few decades, it has been quietly and strategically building itself into one of the most formidable military powers on Earth. Behind the public face of diplomacy and peace building, there is a relentless push towards modernizing its armed forces, developing cutting-edge indigenous technologies, and strengthening its global alliances. To truly understand India's military rise, one has to look deeper into the secret weapons programs, long-term strategic planning, and the unique philosophy guiding its transformation into a potential global superpower. At the heart of India's military ascent is geography. Sitting between two of its greatest rivals, Pakistan and China, India faces constant security challenges that push it to remain vigilant. Its long and disputed borders with China, combined with decades of military standoffs with Pakistan, have created an environment where military strength is not just an option, it is a necessity. Add to this the importance of the Indian Ocean, where global shipping lanes converge, and India's position becomes even more critical. Whoever controls the Indian Ocean has a strong influence over world trade, and India knows this better than anyone. That is why its naval buildup is as important as its army and air force expansion. One of the most fascinating aspects of India's military rise is the rapid modernization of its air force. The Indian Air Force has been working tirelessly to replace aging Soviet-era jets with advanced fighter aircraft. The crown jewel of this modernization is the French-made Rafale fighter jets. These aircraft, equipped with cutting-edge avionics, stealth capabilities, and long-range missiles, provide India with an edge over its rivals in both defensive and offensive operations. But India is not satisfied with simply buying technology from abroad. Its own indigenous program, the Tejas, shows the country's determination to design and build aircraft at home, reducing reliance on foreign suppliers and strengthening self-sufficiency in defense. Now let us shift to the secretive side of India's power, its nuclear arsenal and missile systems. India officially declared itself a nuclear weapon state in 1998, but what many do not know is how far its nuclear program has advanced in recent years. The Agni missile series, capable of carrying nuclear warheads, now provides India with long-range strike capability, reaching not only across the Asian continent, but also as far as Europe and Africa. These missiles are not just weapons, they are deterrents designed to ensure that no rival dares think about aggression. The development of submarine launched ballistic missiles like the K-4 and K-15 further ensures a second strike capability, meaning that even if India were attacked first, it could respond with devastating force. This is one of the ultimate markers of a true military superpower. Of course, nuclear power alone does not make a nation dominant. India's rise also comes from its secret weapons programs that are often hidden from global media. Among them are directed energy weapons, hypersonic missile systems, and cyber warfare capabilities. For instance, India has been working on laser-based weapons that could one day take down drones, missiles, and even satellites. Hypersonic missile technology, which allows projectiles to travel at speeds greater than Mach 5, is another area where India is pushing forward aggressively. Few countries in the world have even come close to mastering this technology, yet India is already testing systems that could change the balance of power in Asia. The Indian Navy plays a crucial role in this rise as well, with 2 operational aircraft carriers and a 3rd under construction. India is one of the few nations in the world that can project power far from its shores. The INS and the indigenously built INS Vikrant symbolize India's naval ambitions. These carriers allow India to maintain dominance in the Indian Ocean and beyond, ensuring that shipping lanes remain secure and that rivals like China cannot gain unchecked influence in the region. Alongside aircraft carriers, India has also invested in nuclear-powered submarines, stealth destroyers, and anti-submarine warfare systems. This layered naval strength makes India one of the most dominant forces at sea, second only to global powers like the United States. But military hardware is only one side of the equation. India's strategy is equally important. Unlike many countries that expand their militaries for global domination, India's doctrine is rooted in deterrence and regional stability. Its philosophy is simple: maintain overwhelming defensive and retaliatory power so that no rival dares to launch aggression. However, with growing ambitions and increasing global influence, India is also shaping itself as a protector of trade routes, a counterbalance to China, and a reliable partner for Western powers. And an emerging global player makes India's strategy unique. Now, here is an interesting point that often surprises people. India's space program is tightly linked to its military rise. The Indian Space Research Organization, known for its cost-effective space missions, also develops satellites that provide real-time intelligence communication and navigation for the armed forces. Surveillance satellites allow India to monitor enemy troop movements, missile launches, and even naval activity deep into the Pacific and Indian Oceans. Anti-satellite weapons, which India successfully tested in 2019, further showcase its ability to protect its space assets and, if necessary, disable those of its adversaries. Space dominance is the new frontier of military power, and India is not staying behind. Let us not forget cyber warfare, one of the most silent yet powerful weapons in modern times. India has been steadily building elite cyber units capable of defending against hacking attempts, securing national infrastructure, and launching counter-cyber operations if needed. With the world moving towards digitization, cyber strength is as important as physical military might. By investing in both, India ensures that its rise as a military superpower is balanced across all domains: land, air, sea, space, and cyberspace. The human element also plays a critical role in India's transformation. The Indian armed forces are among the largest in the world, with over 1.4 million active personnel and millions more in reserves. Training and modernization programs are continuously improving the capabilities of these forces. Elite units like the Para Special Forces, Maras Marine Commandos, and Garud Commando Force are trained for high-risk missions ranging from counterterrorism to deep-sea sabotage. These forces are modeled on the best in the world, such as the US Navy SEALs and the British SAS, but they adapt to Indian conditions and challenges. The bravery and skill of these soldiers are part of what makes India's military truly formidable. India's partnerships and alliances further amplify its military rise. Through the Quad alliance with the United States, Japan, and Australia, India positions itself as a key player in countering China's influence in the Indo-Pacific. Defense deals with nations like Russia, France, and Israel also give India access to some of the most advanced technologies on the planet. This combination of partnerships ensures that India is never isolated and always has support in the face of aggression. Yet, what makes India's rise even more fascinating is its balancing act. On the one hand, it seeks to build strong military power. On the other, it presents itself as a peace-loving nation that avoids unnecessary conflicts. This dual image allows India to expand its military quietly without alarming the global community. By carefully projecting soft power through diplomacy, cultural influence, and trade, India ensures that its military rise is not seen as a threat, but as a stabilizing force in Asia and beyond. Now, let us look at the future. India's military ambitions are only accelerating. By 2030, experts predict that India will have some of the most advanced aircraft, submarines, and missile systems in the world. Plans are underway for more aircraft carriers, hypersonic weapons, and fully automated drone swarms capable of overwhelming enemy defenses. The integration of artificial intelligence into battlefield management, predictive analytics, and autonomous weapons systems will only enhance India's dominance. If the current trajectory continues, India could emerge as not just a regional power, but a true global superpower capable of shaping world events. Here is something to think about. Many global superpowers rose and fell because they focused too much on brute force without building strong economies or political stability. India, however, is rising with a different model. Its military growth is supported by a booming economy, a massive technology sector, and a young, skilled population. This makes its rise sustainable, unlike many powers of the past that collapsed under their own weight. As we peel back the layers of India's rise, one thing becomes clear. It is not only about stockpiling weapons, but about vision, resilience, and long-term strategy. The story of India's military power is still unfolding, and its final chapters are far from written. What is certain, though, is that the world can no longer afford to overlook it. If you found this look into India's superpower ambitions insightful, stay tuned. There are many more stories of military strength, strategy, and hidden dynamics waiting to be uncovered. This is Iron Front, and until next time, take care.